Hello, I'm Matt Wilkinson from Joan and author of Mr. Wilkinson's Favourite Vegetables. And today I'm going to be cooking a quick Hollandaise sauce using these beautiful free-range farm pride eggs. So my recipe today is basically it's a cheat Hollandaise, and I don't want to stand there whisking. So it's an emulsion. By what we do is take these beautiful free-range eggs and we boil them. So with the eggs, it's 3.5 minutes. I've just melted some butter here ready. You can go a little bit over, but not too much. You know, like 4 minutes is 30. Like it does come down to cooking eggs. I don't know about yourself. I really love a runny egg. So if it's I get a hard-boiled egg with my soldiers, I'm a bit unhappy. You'll see there what's happened with melting butter, or some posh chefs call it clarifying. It's just simply the milk fats separating from the butter itself. So you've got the yellow is the melted butter and the other is the milk solids. We're going to use all that. So that 3.5 minutes is up. I've got my 3 eggs. Very carefully, because it is quite warm, take your eggs out of the water. And this is the tricky bit. I don't need to laugh, but it is. You've got to do this while it's hot. And you're going to see, it's going to look like an uncooked egg, kind of, but cooked. And what I do is then, very carefully, as I said, crack them. You see how it's literally just coagulated. It's almost like, even though it's a boiled egg, it's almost like a coddled egg. By the way, if these do become hard-boiled, this cheats Hollandaise, which you can do at home, is not going to work. Sorry, I'll tell you that. And there's nothing wrong with a boiled egg. Nothing wrong at all. It's one of my favourite things. It's just that these need to be soft. Now, can you cool them down? The answer to that is no. If you get a little bit of shell in, just pick it out. Place those away. And to that, we add a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. You can, if you want to get fancy, add grain mustard. You can even add hot English mustard, if you like. Just not American mustard. Yeah, it's a little bit too hot. To this, about a tablespoon of vinegar. The vinegar I'll be using is just cider vinegar. Preferably a whiter style vinegar, or more towards a rosé style like that. A couple of turns of salt, a couple of turns of pepper. Here comes the fun bit. Till it's nice and fine. And then very slowly, we're going to add our butter. Now, I like all those milk solids going in, so just give it a quick stir. I'll just keep going on this butter until it becomes really thick, and then I'll show you a few of the different variations that you can do. If you could actually smell this, already it smells like Hollandaise. And you haven't sat there for like a good Hollandaise when you're making it old school with the pan and the pot of boiling water underneath. It takes a good 20 to 30 minutes. It tastes exactly like Hollandaise. So I've added all the butter. If you want to make this at home, and obviously you don't want to make it last minute, this will hold, just keep it out. What you might need to do is add a little bit of hot water to whisk it back, but you could make that 2-3 hours before, and it'll hold perfectly. It goes awesome in the fridge, but it does set a little bit like butter, which is nice on toast if you feel like that. The other alternate way, you could add any types of herbs to that. If you want to make that with basil, because that's the flavouring that you wanted to go to. Basil's beautiful in there. If you're changing that from a Hollandaise to a Béarnaise, add your chopped tarragon. And if you are going to keep it in the fridge, an airtight container for, I'd say, 2 days. And then, if you imagine you've got your perfectly poached farm pride free-range egg on toast. Take that in the middle of the table. You put it down and let them help themselves. So this is quite simply my cheat Hollandaise. banging.